picks up the kill and the tries pulling it down. So no flash away into the hole at wala na si Asset. A bit too low and kill rate. That would be a curse.
No time to talk. This is a final warning. I'm just saying I'm not playing. Take a walk. No time to talk. You've got a long way ahead. You better hear what I say and take a walk.
Good afternoon, Summoners, and welcome to the Garena Low Collegiate League Summer 2017 Finals. We are your shoutcasters for this first match. I am Vulcan, and with me is Chisto. This is a very exciting day because we will be determining actually one of the crowning champions in the Metro West Conference, one of the all spread throughout conference. We have 6 conferences. This will be one of the champions.
Yeah, we're going to determine who wins between DLSU and PUP. Of course, I was able to witness their rise to the top. Since the conference qualifiers all the way to the final, both teams are performing exceptionally well.
So on to the schedule for the finals of the Metro West. We will be experiencing the best of 5 series for PUP and DLSU. So what are your thoughts entering this match up, Chisto?
Yeah, of course, you always have to take into consideration that it is a best of 5. Most semi-pro teams aren't familiar with this format, and some of their mindset might be shaky considering there might be a lot of pressure. It's a best of 5. How are we going to adapt throughout the series? And it'll be interesting to see how both teams performed.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome, right?
Yeah.
That is the magic 3 words that you want to actually pull off in the best of 5 series, where we really tend to see a semi-pro, let's see, not really a semi-pro player. Even semi-pro players, yes, they do experience the hiccups of the best of 5 series, but for college students in the LCL, let us not, we already see like players, pro players, already at the college level entering the PGS.
Yeah, but you did mention they are college players, but I do believe some of the players playing today, they are aspiring to go pro. Some of them play in the Piltover's Finest series, and this is good practice for them for when they do make the jump to the PGS.
So who do you think is going to be one of the, I don't want to say it, but who do you think is entering this matchup one of the underdogs?
I do believe PUP is the underdog because they are lower seeded, and DLSU, of course, being higher seeded, they have to be the favorites for this.
But that's the funny part of the LCL. Normally, when we back in the old format, not in this new format, where we still had the interconference, we sometimes see that the 3rd seed of this side of the conference and the 1st seed battle it out. The 3rd seed is actually the more powerful one. So I wonder if this is actually the same scenario where we experienced that, say, seeding is not really something to measure skill.
Yeah, well, everybody loves an underdog story. And of course, being underdogs after winning a semi-final, you do have momentum coming into this. And there's pressure on the favorites to perform. So that's a lot of factors for this best of 5.
So I think we are going to be entering the drafting phase pretty soon. But actually, right, we were talking about, let's say, the underdog story, right? So let's see, will PUP be the real underdogs, or turns out they are actually the more powerful team entering this matchup of the best of 5 series? Here we go. Blue side would be PUP, whereas DLSU will be on the red side.
Yeah, the Morgana ban from PUP is interesting because it's one of Beast Boy's signature champions, and he's so proficient on Morgana landing those dark bindings. It's kind of, why are they double banning their support? Maybe they just want to target gains.
So, a Morgana ban, really? Why is that going to be one of the starting bans, despite being in the blue side?
Because Morgana as a pick, it denies a lot of engage, and having that black shield, it just gives a lot of magic damage and crowd control immunity protection for your AD carry. And Compton gains as a bot lane, they really like that protection because DLSU has relied on Compton a lot during their team fights. He's been one of those rocks, a solid player all throughout their run through the conference. And it's interesting because PUP opted to ban it because it's one of Beast Boy's signature picks. He's known in the amateur scene for his Morgana, so I wonder why PUP opted to do that.
Well, as PUP will be on the blue side, as you said. I mean, very weird that they are actually banning out their star players. As you said, star players are one of the most highlighted players in their team side. But here's the weird part of the best of 5 series. Not really weird part, more on the part where we thought that, let's say, okay, this player is really good. This is someone we have to watch out for. But turns out,
I got you.
got juked. Turns out that something did not happen precisely for the red side. But as you said, let's get straight to the picking phase, drafting phase.
I was bamboozled. That's why I was so confused why PUP was banning out Beast Boy, but it's actually DLSU banning out Beast Boy. I'm sorry for that, but as far as these bans go, Sejuani is up, but looks like PUP will opt in this Orin pick, and you and I, we're both fans of this pick. We really like playing Orin in the top lane.
Oh, it will actually be a lock-in. So interesting to see how Polytechnic University of the Philippines will be playing this Ornn. And I gotta say, I am a fan of the Ornn pick because you can go both ways. Can be. Turns out the Ornn is not really a tank. For me, it's more of a bruiser. You can build as a bruiser, very adaptive build. Whereas for, let's say, for DLSU, they'll be getting the Maokai.
Yeah,
Maokai against an Ornn.
The way Ornn is designed, he looks like a tank, but he deceptively deals a lot of damage. I mean,
More than the Maokai.
yeah, but you need a comp built around Ornn in order for him to be effective. He isn't really that one of those solo carry champions. You need teammates to follow up on your engages. Of course, Call of the Forge God, one of the longest range engages in the game. Very effective ability at that. So for the response of DLSU, they are going to lock in Maokai and Rek'Sai. Very solid tank line here.
So in a way, you did mention that the Call of the Forge God is one of the longest range ult. But doesn't that same go for Maokai? So are you saying that Maokai is more of the budget version of Ornn since DLSU couldn't get the Ornn?
I think Maokai is the wider ult version of Ornn. Because Maokai's ult has such a big range, so much zone control for team fights, but once you dodge her, it's actually pretty slow, whereas Call of the Forge God will be harder to dodge. It is hard to land though. As Ornn, that mechanic where you have to knock it back is very tricky, and personally, I've missed that skill shot a lot.
And I really do pity your teammates for those missed skill shots. But onto the second phase.
I do too.
I think I was part of that once. But onto the second phase, we're seeing a Galio ban, and I gotta say, DLSU, they are experiencing one of the, let's say, those no bans. As far as I remember, as far as I know, if I'm not mistaken, you actually get a penalty for each time you do not meet the, let's say, rules, or actually you do not set the time correctly. So I think the LSU is suffering some penalties here. They will not be having 2 bans. That's actually a really, not a huge disadvantage, but it's actually giving PUP so much room to actually draft their composition.
Yeah, those missed bans, they limit your strategy a lot. You have to plan even more now because you don't have that much freedom to deny what your enemy could pick. But I'm really questioning the last ban from PUP, Galio, because DLSU already revealed their top laner, they already revealed their mid laner, and Galio support isn't the most effective, so that's kind of a wasted ban in my opinion. And that will let Gaines get one of his signature picks and one of his comfort picks in the Janna. Of course, like I said before, Compton gains like a lot of safety in lane, and Varus being a lane dominant champion provided with the Janna shielding and Howling Gale provides a lot of safety and peel.
So I gotta say, for PUP's draft, looks pretty interesting. So it looks like 2 teams will be experiencing a no ban for this first game of match 1. As for PUP, their draft looks pretty decent, very tank oriented, whereas for DLSU, more on safety in lane. So I wonder if that's gonna work out for them when team clashes happen when it comes to the late game.
Yeah, for the team fights here, I see a lot of zone control on the lineup of DLSU because Maokai's ultimate, of course, huge zone control there, the grounded effect from Cassiopeia as Miasma. So many factors to consider, and look at PUP's comp, they're rather immobile champions in my opinion because once the Sejuani can't get in the fight, once Ornn can't get in because of the Janna Monsoon, even with the CC immunity, it's really hard for PUP to go for engages.
So as for PUP, it's more of a gamble. If they miss one of the key skill shots, let's say the Glacial Prison, that's going to hit them hard, but let's see it onto the Rift. the real action where we see the drafting comes into play. Because let's say you drafted really good. Let's say you have all the good OP picks, but it depends how you use those tools and beat your opponent. Because we sometimes see, let's say, you get a highly contested pick, but sometimes that could be the bait. Like, let's say I get this first pick, and turns out the enemy baited me to pick that. And I think we've experienced a lot of those scenarios.
Yeah, definitely. Being an avid player of League myself, I've been in a lot of scenarios as far as picks and matchups go. And I think one of the key factors for PUP to win here is they need to split up the comp of DLSU. They need to utilize split push, possibly the Ornn and Marion on this Ahri, because if you split up all those tools for disengage, it's hard for them to actually use those to peel. But if DLSU groups up and aren't split up, they're a really strong composition.
But here's the thing, Ornn is a really slow pusher. As far as I can see for PUP, I don't think they have any strong lane that can push decently.
But even with Ornn being a slow pusher, his matchup is Maokai, and Maokai can't 1v1 Ornn in lane.
I don't think Maokai can even 1v1 anyone. I sometimes miss the era where Maokai was considered
The
the Maokai composition, one of the most highly picked tank top champions, where he dealt a lot of damage, but that's not the case anymore. So let's see how Maokai will fare against this Ornn in the finals of the Metro West Conference.
Yeah, only 2 teams remain. And
let's get straight to the rift. This is match 1, game 1. I cannot say anything anymore because this is going to be the deciding moment for these teams. Who will be crowned champions? We will witness it right now. Let's hope that both teams play to their heart's content.
Both teams, they want to start out on a high note here. They want to start a best of 5 with a win, build momentum towards winning a 5-game series. And mental strength is one of the key factors for a best of 5.
Mental strength. What can you say? What's the characteristics of a really good player with a powerful mental strength?
Well, one thing is they don't tilt at all. If you tilt easily,
okay, go on.
You don't have your mental strength level is weak.
But let's say that
it's all my teammates in solo queue.
Okay, tilting is one of the key factors that we do see normally in the LCL environment. Yes, we do see that. But it's how you tilt, I think. Everyone tilts in a way. Sometimes your tilting can be destructive. But if you tilt in a good way, if that's possible, let's say in a different universe, let's see if which team will actually capitalize on that.
It's kind of an interesting perspective there, Vulcan. Say he can tilt in a good way because...
You can tilt in a good way. Let's say you tilt so hard that you play safe. You can tilt that way. You can tilt, let's say, the chaotic way or the more peaceful way.
Yeah, because tilt is kind of a negative term. It has a negative connotation across everywhere, really. If you say tilt, it means you're playing kind of bad. But like you mentioned, you can play a bit more safe with tilt. But passive play in League doesn't really get you anywhere.
It's how you control your demons, Chista. That's how you win games and win this type of format of a best of 5. But I'm pretty excited to see because we are going to be seeing one of the good old classic picks, Rek'Sai Maokai. I'm excited to see how it's going on. But right now, it looks like mid lane is a bit heated up as we can see that both laners, they're not wasting any time. I can see that, okay, Marion wants to really abuse the really weak face of this Cassiopeia.
Yeah, I think Cassiopeia's level 2 all-in is a very potent combo, but if you back off, you're able to dodge her Q. She can't all-in you, but Cassiopeia abusing the point-and-click ability, Twin Fangs, along with Corrupting Potion, that's a lot of early magic damage, but Ahri does have her passive. She can't sustain through that, and she should avoid these early trades from happening and just wait for her level 6 when she can actually have kill pressure onto the Cassiopeia.
Oh, looks like we're going to be seeing a 2-minute and 48-second gank into top lane.
Oh, this is very good.
Okay, Felix is blind in the map. He does not see it coming. Says hello, knocks up to the air. Felix will be calling in help. He does flash out, calling in Levi. He does zone out the Rek'Sai. But the first blood might just go to Gulpy. Maybe not. Oh, that will be the vengeful Maelstrom advancement for the first blood. And a good flash, yes, by the Rek'Sai.
It's true.
I don't think it's over yet.
There, and Levi is still in a bad spot here.
I don't think Levi has flash on him. Yeah, he used his flash already. Teleport coming in. That would be a good save for Levi. He did not give any more kills. But it's the fact that the first blood went to the Maokai.
Yeah, that was just Skype being there earlier compared to Levi. I mean, Skype started red buff into Raptors, and then he immediately passed the top lane for that early gank, and Felix just kind of got caught out. He got caught off guard, and they're going for more. Gulpy stayed in lane. He has no flash.
He has no flash and no mana. I think Levi is just here to enjoy the show. Let me tap you on the back for a free assist, but looks like Levi will be getting the kill instead.
Yeah, that's kind of Gulpy overextending without his flash. And could that be tilt?
In a good way, maybe.
He's going to play more passive now?
He's going to play more safe. Probably he won't make the same mistake because when stuff like that happens, you want to shake it off or make sure. Okay, you can make it shake it off, go back to the game in a fresh mindset, or you keep that in your mind all throughout the game. And remember, if I stay out this long, that's going to be the same thing that's going to happen to me. So let's hope that Gulpy may a bit more, let's say, generous towards Felix, but I don't think that's the case because I can see the map right now. He is pushing his lane pretty hard.
Yeah, we do play a lot of Ornn, right? So let's talk about the matchup in the top lane, Ornn versus Maokai. How this matchup goes, in my opinion, is Ornn will just shove the lane over and over because he has more pushing power as far as minions go compared to the Maokai early game. I mean, 1Q and then Bellows Breath. The caster minions are just gone instantly.
And you can see it right now in action. So Felix may just put Gulpy on the ropes, but as for CS-wise, we are seeing, let's say, Felix ahead by 2 times the amount of CS he has. So it is already showing the effect of this draft. Felix, okay, let's say PUP, they get the first pick. They got an Ornn. That's smart. But DLSU answers that with a Maokai. But all it comes down to how everything changed was the junglers.
Yeah, junglers definitely influencing how those matchup goes. And I think as far as the early laning phase, it really favors PUP's draft because they have stronger laners. Of course, across the board, they're gonna have the pushing advantages during the early phase, but that does invite Skype to visit your lane on this Rek'Sai. Because if you're pushing, you're overextended in lane. The Rek'Sai can punish you very easily because the ganks with Rek'Sai are really potent in this early flash W, but currently he does not have flash. Marian getting shot.
Hold that thought. Levi making his way towards the mid lane. Spring trying to make it out alive. Looks like Levi will be knocked out to the air. The permafrost will connect, but Levi just did not make the cut.
Yeah, like I said, Sky being
Ooh! Flash with a petrifying gaze. However, back's turn, he will be surviving it a bit on the mischievous side. Michukulicha, he's still staying in lane despite of the danger he is going to be experiencing.
Is that tilt? Yeah, that's going to be the story of the game. But back to that, he was 1 frame from dying. If Marian didn't click backwards instantly and flash, he would have died to the petrifying gaze because that's so much aggression from Spring because he was half mana. He was going for an all-in play, and I like the aggression from DLSU. They're trying to push the tempo of the game.
That's what I love to see in the best of 5 series. How you play your game 1 can really shift how you play game 2 and onwards. And as far as I can see, the LSU, they know their compositions really well. Looks like 3 members will be visiting the mid lane. Spring, however, will be taking on Marian for a 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. Levi will be getting the kill. But it's the fact that the kill went to, let's say, Spring. I don't think Marian will get any good out of that gank. He will always get the short end of the stick if he does not get the kill. For a 1-for-1 trade, it's not really favorable.
Yeah, I think it was super risky for Marian to actually go back in there. This Spring didn't have flash.
Yeah,
PUB knows that. With Karma having the speed up, Levi could have easily chased and just took the kill, but Marian had to go back in, and luckily for Spring, he's able to turn the kill and trade 1-for-1 in that 3v1 situation.
Yeah, I think for Spring, he did a good job, whereas Marian, very questionable Spirit Rush. Very questionable Spirit Rush where he was not able to, let's say, gauge the damage of the Cassiopeia. But right now, in the top lane, I gotta say, Gulpy is actually gonna be freezing this lane.
Yeah, I think Gulpy wants to play a bit more passive here because he's really not going to bully the Ornn in the lane. Ornn is more lane bully than Maokai. What lane does Maokai actually win realistically?
None.
None. See, because he's Maokai.
It's like you have to wait it out. I mean, let your... it's really painful to say it, but Yeah, I gotta really agree that Maokai does really falter against any other top champions. He does really, in the damage department, I gotta say, he's really weak in it.
Definitely, Maokai doesn't deal that much damage as a laner. All you can really do on Maokai is put saplings and just try to clear through, try to survive his early weak laning phase. And once these team fights erupt, Maokai will be more effective than the Ornn possibly with all of his CC tools.
And I gotta say, Gobi's doing a pretty good job. I mean, let's say 49 CS is not too far behind. You can still make it up back to this game. Not too big, but it's the fact that I love how Felix is playing it dangerously. And right now, looks like DLSU will be answering Levi's jungle's blue side. No blue buff has been taken away. Just to scare away Levi. Looks like Spring did get charmed. Miasma will connect for the ground, but no kill secured yet. Both actually at half HP, but we are seeing the advantage of getting a corrupting potion.
Yeah, Cassiopeia has sustained. She has built-in spell vamp with her Q Twin Fangs. She will regen this up quickly as well with the Catalyst, giving the more you spend mana, you get HP back. And Spring isn't afraid to step forward because if Marion burns a charm, that's her only CC. And then he just cleanse, and then there's no more defense unless you Spirit Rush away, because in an extended team fight, extended skirmish, Cassiopeia will out DPS the Ahri.
Do you think that maybe Mario should have gotten the Cleanse Summoner? But wait, Call of the Forge cut. Ow! Looks like we did see a miss in the skill shot. That's going to be painful for Felix's pride. The Glacial Prison will connect. Looks like they are not backing out just yet, giving the Marion his first kill in 10 minutes and 11 seconds into the game. Good job by PUP.
Yeah, you juke my Call of the Forge. I have Glacial for Levi landing the clutch skill shot, and great roam by Marion, already showing up top lane of 10 minutes. And that's going to put the Maokai even further, Brand, because a wave was crashing into the tower. And the tower is going to deny a lot of that CS. But with that gank top lane, DLSU is responding with an Infernal Drake.
Quick response time by DLSU. Smart move. Gets the first Drake of the game. 10 minutes and 39 seconds in. An Infernal Drake.
Yeah, intelligent macro from DLSU nets them the Infernal Drake, because as a team, if you see 3 members top lane, that instantly means they can't respond to an Infernal Drake if you collapse on it. So 4 members of DLSU instantly going to that objective, and they secure it for themselves. Really good map play.
So the real question is, was it worth what PUP did?
I think in the long run it won't be. But right now, getting a kill onto Levi sets him even further ahead. It puts Gulpi more below.
But I gotta say, for Spring, he will benefit throughout the Infernal Drake. Obviously, because that's a Cassiopeia. You want to go for a game that lasts, let's say, 30 minutes or 25 if you want to go for a really extended team fight. But as time progresses, and we are all victims to time, where we do get weaker, but some champions in this game, they really get stronger. And I gotta say, one of those champions is a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, because it's only 12 minutes into the game, you did get that Infernal Drake rather early, and there are no real core items completed yet.
Well, an early roll of the edges, though, for the Cassiopeia. I gotta say, I mean, before 12 minutes in, already picking up the Roa.
Yeah, but looking back to that Infernal Drake take, it's 12 minutes into the game, and with that being said, you won't really feel the effects until you get 2 to 3 more items. You can feel the bonus AD and AP.
So I think this is going to be something that DLSU will have to work on. The next Drake will be Infernal. So if DLSU takes this second Infernal Drake, it's going to be so much worth. Just from the passive alone will be more than enough for DLSU to come back. Let's say their late game damage will be arriving sooner.
Definitely, definitely. And this Cassiopeia is big right now. Rod of Ages already completed. Tier, I believe, halfway through completion. For Cassiopeia stacks that very fast, because do you really auto-attack to last it on Cassiopeia? You use your Twin Fangs, but gank in the bot lane.
Levi making his way in with a Glacial Prison, but a very well-timed Monsoon will be backing off PUP. So that's actually well-timing. And I gotta say, 4 members were invested in the bot lane.
Yeah, and this is the strength of the Janna pick. Of course, I did mention in Pick and Ban, DLSU likes this pick a lot. Janna provides so much disengage, but they're trying to go again without Glacial Prison.
Looks like the Monsoon was burnt, but I gotta say, Levi is really getting impatient. He does want the kills for his ADC, but it's so difficult.
Do you see how frustrating that is? His first gank, Glacial Prison, there's Monsoon to deny it. The second gank, Howling Gale, denies them the other engage. Karma doesn't have enough engage potential, even with speed up and the route to single target. She doesn't have enough CC to actually lock down the Janna or the Varus, and with Varus still having flash and barrier up, there was no way they could have gotten the kill. But Call of the Forge got in the mid lane.
Oh, will he get knocked up? Yes, he lands the hit, but the charm went to the minion. He does cleanse it out,
Whoa.
but he will make it out. But a tower dive by Marion will be securing the kill. But that minion, though.
Man, I thought Spring got out for a second, but Marion flashing in with the Spirit Rush, and that minion was almost the MVP for the acting as a sixth member of DLSU, denying the charm landing. I mean, inches.
So looks like two members of DLSU converging to the mid lane, investing. They do not want to give the first turret just yet. But so why did Spring cleanse? What did he cleanse from? The permafrost?
I think it was the slow from the Call of the Forge God.
Could be, yes. The brittle.
Because the initial ram coming in, it will slow you and make it easier for you to land the Call of the Forge God, which did land there. I mean, look at the engage range on Ornn's ultimate, but unfortunately, the charm not landing instantly did delay the kill. But I believe this is a replay of the play. Look at the slow.
Let's look at the minion. Let's see.
Ooh, that minion was MVP.
And as you said, the cleanse was used to really slow it down, but as the fight progresses.
You know, actually, looking back at this, I think he thought the charm would land. He didn't think the minion would block it. That's why he used
so
the cleanse.
chill.
Because you take cleanse for the RE charm, so he's definitely looking out for that skill shot, and he thought it would land, but the minion was MVP. Unfortunately, Levi did have flash, so he Q flashes in, CCs the Spring even further, and Marion follows up, picks up the kill in the mid lane.
So that's going to be Luck smiling in the side for DLSU, but for this is what I see in PUP. For their ganks to really succeed, they always try a second try. At first, they don't succeed. They do it again, and they have results. But I can't say that for bot lane because that's a Janna.
Can you say PUP is improvising, adapting, and trying to overcome?
Yes, but very forceful. Like, they're really trying their best. We did see that Levi, really, I mean, 3 return ganks to a bot lane is something that your pride is at stake here, and I think Levi will be betting that on the line.
Yeah, because across the board, PUP's comp relies a lot on their ultimates in order to become effective. If Glacial Prison doesn't land, if Call of the Forge God doesn't land, you really don't have any more engage options that have a lot of range, aside from probably Karma speed up and Ornn or Sejuani get close. But that's really hard versus DLSU's comp. They have a lot of disengage.
Especially the Janna. I would say just delete that Janna from the team fight as fast as you can. But as we can see, we don't have assassins for PUP to work with. So I guess they have to change their strategy. So far, game is progressing very smoothly for both sides.
Beast Boy got spotted.
Yeah, he did get spotted by a ward, so that will deny his
Marion's
roam.
TPing bot lane.
Oh boy.
Oh, he cancelled it.
I think he got cancelled. That's the... What happens...
I think he just cancelled it because they realized Beast Boy wasn't there.
I think that was a recall. That was not a teleport. We can
No, his TP's on cooldown.
for Marion.
Yeah.
I must be blind, so okay, I gotta say...
He got juked.
Got juked by my own eyes. But I gotta say for Marion to just cancel his TP, much of a waste. You might as well just get the cleanse, but I think PUP wanted to go for more team fight oriented clashes.
No, I think the reason why Marion took TP is that he wants to be able to push a side lane in a 1-3-1 because PUP likes to play a lot of split push. And what TP on RE means is he can't do it. Skype is going for a gank top lane.
He goes in for the flash, knocks off Felix, and another knockup with the cube from the Maokai. The Forge of God is there.
That was a clutch dodge.
Oh, he will make it out alive, but they are going to go for a tower dive to return the favor. Looks like PUP is getting a taste of their own medicine, and I think this is deja vu. We did see the same scenario for DLSU. They see a 3-man gank to the top lane. DLSU got the first Infernal. Looks like we're going to be seeing a reverse in roles where PUP will be playing the game that DLSU did.
Yeah, both teams on point on their macro. They see 2 members top lane. We have numbers advantage bot lane. Let's go for Inferno. But Gulpy.
Gulpy has no mana. That's a free kill there. Marion takes him down. But the first turret will be going towards DLSU. I don't think Strike will make it out alive, but he will try his best. Looks like
I think he's out.
Yeah, Marion did use his last Spirit Rush to secure the kill to Gulpy. So, One member down for DLSU. Infernal did go to PUP, but the first turret will be secured by DLSU.
Yeah, but interesting thing to note there, with Marian taking down Golpi, Skype got solo turret gold. And that's so much gold in Rek'Sai early game. And for him to be useful and transition to mid game just being a tank, more gold on him is very effective.
He's gonna rush that Titanic Hydra with the 650 gold. And I like what Felix is doing. He's writing a letter towards Strife. Please gank me. We can always see that when he over pushes, it's writing a letter to the enemy jungler saying that, "Dear jungler, I'm overextending. I have no wards just yet. You can please gank me." But the thing is that with Felix, he is an Ornn, so he can be fearless about that. But this can't be the same thing we see again and again. They have to change.
Yeah, but it's DLSU and Skype. But Levi's in the bot lane. He's looking for something.
He's looking for something. He's looking for his pride and redemption here. But the Chain of Corruption will connect. Oh boy, Levi changing his mind, but the teleport will be cancelled out. Looks like the Varus will be getting the kill. Looks like Golpi's in the scene. Ooh, I gotta say, Levi is really taking the hurt here. Force ganking, forcing the bot lane will cost PUP 2 members down, giving that double kill towards the Varus.
Yeah, the counter attack from DLSU is huge there, and Levi flashed into the Chain of Corruption. That was such a clutch ultimate from Compton. With Gains not burning the Monsoon, they can still continue to play aggressive, and it will net them this bot lane tower.
Oh my god, he got a Ginsu's Rage Blade already. That's why the Sejuani just melted from the piercing arrow. With the Raw of the Ages at its 8 stack. Let's see the replay to see clearly.
Oh, they went for a kill mid lane apparently. That's what net them the mid tower. And look at the Call of the Forge God miss.
Feels bad.
That has happened to me a lot at the cost of my teammates.
But we'll leave it to your teammates to cover up your mistakes. Make it look like he just used it for the slow. Let's keep it at that. But for DLSU, they did work their way towards the bot lane, giving a double kill. To sum it all up, that's going to be a lot of gold for, let's say, Comte. And for Gains, I gotta say, he's doing a really good job already building towards the, okay, he finished the Ardent Sensor before I could say it. But I love how the change to the Ardent Sensor makes the Enchanter supports kind of forcing them to get the Sightstone first.
Yeah, I really like the change because having Ardent Sensor very early was kind of too broken as a strategy. It just gave your AD carry so much damage in the early to mid game, and now with Sightstone rushes, it's harder to actually get ganks off because there's more vision laid down on the map. And this is how DLSU wants to play. They want their bot lane to play safe. And I believe during the, looking back at Spring getting caught by mid lane, I do believe he was roaming bot lane to follow up on his team's initial play. But Beast Boy's in the top lane. They're looking for something.
I don't think this is a good idea for PUP, but they're still going to go for it. Oh, 3 members! Oh my god, look at the Glacial Prison. Picture perfect moment for PUP, taking down the Varus and the Janna.
That was a great setup by PP, dodging around DLSU's vision. There weren't enough wards from DLSU, and they got caught out by the Call of the Forge God range. And great follow by Libe with the knock-up landing.
And that's going to be
the Glacial Prison. And then the headbutt from Ornn, their perma CC. They're just dead before Gains could do anything.
Yes, and that's going to be their winning shot. 2 members down. This top lane inner turret, I don't think it's going to be worth defending. Looks like DLSU will just be giving it away.
Man, when you think DLSU are making the proactive plays, PUP responds, we have proactive plays on our own. We're gonna go for these engagements. Let's look back at this. Look at the range and Call of the Forge God here, and Comte and Gains immediately group up because there's safety in numbers, but what that does, it allows them to get knocked up, and look at the chain CC onto the Janet. Gains cannot use Monsoon at all during this entire chain. Really well played by PUP, picking up 2 kills on the members of DLSU, and they were overextended and good punish by PUP.
So for summary of everything going so far, pretty much an explosive game we are experiencing clash after clash. 22 minutes in, both teams have the Infernal Drake. Let's put it that with a kill score of 8-6. Turret score 3-2. PUP does have the upper hand in, let's say, turrets, but the gold, I gotta say, the gold is slightly, really small advantage. I wouldn't say it's an advantage at all, but worth noting that the goal is centered throughout the carries. Good job for DLSU. Whereas for PUP, better job though for Marian. He does get 4-1-1 on that Ari, getting the Leandris early. I wonder why he got that early.
Because Maokai and Rex are tanky champions, if you get a Void Staff, it doesn't really shred tanks as well as a Liandry's Torment, because the burn damage from Liandry is just a percentage of the health, and it's a more effective magic penetration item when you want to shred tanks. But Marian's looking at Spring here.
Oh yeah, Spring is stacking up health, so that is pretty smart. Ooh, Charm will finally land. No minions to block that. The Spring though, however, will fight back with the petrifying gaze. Ooh, the Spirit Rush will be the winning shot. Mobility over stationary champions.
That was nearly a turn from Spring. If he stunned Marian during the entire sequence, but that signals something in the bottom. They're going for a Mountain Drake.
Felix calling the god. Oh,
Comte
gets all the CC he can handle. Looks like he will be the first one to be taken down. No more ADC for DLSU. They are still extending this team fight. However, Levi will be locking down the champions of DLSU. Flash over that wall. Why not? Because you can. Levi wants more kills. However, may just back away. There is that Janna for the ultimate.
So after that team fight, looks like PUP want to push down the mid lane. Marian's continuing to push up. He actually took down the inhibitor turret after that 1v1 versus Spring. And great team fight from PUP, but mispositioning from Comte, costing him his life. And man, he just ate every CC ability from PUP there. Gain's not able to peel enough because Comte was way out of position during that team fight.
Looks like
everything landed on him. And let's look back at it here again. Comte stepped forward a lot here, and with Call to Forge, he got slowed and he gets crit down by Enju. Glacial Person even landing. Monsoon not able to knock anyone back.
Yeah, so what happened here? What did go wrong?
I believe it was Comte being overconfident in his team's ability to actually protect him during that team fight, because he had safety in Jan and Maokai, but unfortunately he stepped too far forward. He got caught and shredded and dead.
Yeah, he did really trust his teammates. I think that's good. But a slight aside of paranoia and mistrust can give you a good way, but I do not encourage it. So it's all about, I gotta say, for PUP's lockdown. That really prevents it. We did see that in top lane. Janna, Permafrost, knocked up, cannot even cast her ultimate.
Yeah, and we talked about this is what PUP has to do. They need to chain their CC abilities so that no peel can come out from DLSU, because if you take them by surprise, they aren't able to set up and reset the fight with Monsoon and Maokai's ultimate. There's really nothing DLSU can do once PUP lands their engage.
Interesting. We're seeing the same build. Exactly also the same order in the top lane. Right, Adaptive Helmet, Righteous Glory, Ninja Tabi on for the two top laners. Looks like no one will be bursted down immediately. So this kind of leaves DLSU kind of at a slum area where they don't know who to target first.
Yeah, but you mentioned builds, Vulcan, and there's an engage in mid lane though.
Again, I gotta say, Comte does have a magnet attached to him. Monsoon for the heal. Looks like Skype will be taking down Anju. No more Caitlyn here. Looks like their ADCs are down. PUP will be forced to back off. Forge God for the disengage, but Levi gets caught by the Miasma. Cannot Arctic Assault
This might be Baron. Yeah, so Enju getting baited by his teammate with a Glacial Person landing on the Comte. Enju immediately wants to auto-attack Comte, but he steps too far forward, gets knocked up by Skype, and he's immediately focused by Comte, so good target selection.
Is this a good idea? Can PUP pull it off?
There is no jungler.
Oh, 2 versus 5 in the Baron pit. Ambitious move by PUP, but gets shot down immediately by DLSU.
I think there would have been more value for PUP if they just gave that up and reset, because without Levi up, there is no smite. It isn't a 50-50, and we have seen steals from Orb of Deception before, but unfortunately there, Skype able to smite the objective down. Good secure by DLSU, and this gives them a lot of options. What will they choose to do with this Baron buff? Where will we push? Where will we set up? And during that initial team fight, Enju stepping too far forward, man, costing PUP the rest of the fight.
I gotta say, I think Comte is actually a bit starved, and I think PUP is feeding him a lot of CCs to at least make him a bit full. But as for Comte, I'm hoping that at least that's gonna be the last time we see Comte eating all that CC up, because by luck that the position of PUP was not that favorable. That's how Comte survived, and that's how Gaines was able to reset the health of Comte with the Monsoon.
Yeah, right now looking at Comte's inventory, it looks like he is building a Wit's End, and he will be building towards a possible QSS to deny some of that CC because Glacial Person only lands on one member now. It only stuns up one target, and if Comte gets a QSS, it denies that CC, so it'll be a huge item for him.
So when that happens, I gotta say for Levi, he has to at least target maybe the Janna, but it's not. It's such a waste to put it on a support. I gotta say, who do you think they should put it on? Maybe Spring?
Yeah, but if they're able to perma CC
That's
gains,
hard.
he doesn't get to peel any for anyone. If Janna instantly dies at the start of the fight, I mean, we've seen this. Most good teams would target supports who are out of range just so that they deny the peel from the carries. I do believe going on to Gains would be the right choice in this case because Janna doesn't have any safety tools for herself at the moment, but maybe Gains would pick up a QSS of his own, but they're going for an engage.
Oh, looks like Gulpe wanted to go for a flag. Comte is focusing onto the turret, leaving it open. PUP forced to go back, but the Glacial Prison will connect onto Comte, but Spring is there for the constant DPS. Looks like Andrew gets taken out. A tower dive by Gulpe, another flash in, knockout by Sky. 3 members alive with no more carries, no mid laner, no ADC. Looks like DLSU will be invading the base of PUP.
Yeah, the chain of corruption there. Comte sniping Enju in the middle of PUP's team. Enju has flash and heal. He could have gotten out of that and might cost him the game.
DLSU not yet giving up. They are going it all in. This could be game, but the death timers are pretty short. But whoever gets revived, I don't think they can survive a Baron pushing with an ace there. Can DLSU finishes? I can see Anju's death timer coming in, but I don't think Anju can solo defend this. DLSU really, with the aggressive Baron play, will be taking away the first game of the best of 5 series for the finals of the Metro West Conference.
Man, that game ended in a snap. Comte pulling the trigger, landing onto Enju, and as an AD carry, you need to flash these CC abilities in order
But
to
he
survive.
just takes it in like a man.
He ate it for his team, and unfortunately cost him the game. PUP go down 0-1 in this best of 5.
So for DLSU, I think they played their compositions correctly. I mean, they have a late game scanning composition. They still committed to it. But let's move on to the end game stats, the summary of the game.
Yeah, I do believe PUP weren't able to play their game plan correctly because with TP on your mid laner, you want to play 1-3-1, split up the enemy team. Unfortunately, with Spring being ahead, they weren't able to split push with the Ahri and Ornn. They weren't able to go to the sidelines and play that way. And with this Death Ball comp from DLSU being grouped up, unfortunately, PUP's comp just doesn't counter that very well.
Why am I not surprised that Ornn deals more damage all
Because
throughout his team?
It's Ornn.
But looking at the total damage dealt all throughout, I gotta say for Caspian, Virus did a really good job. And this will be securing the first game of the best of 5 series. And wow, I gotta say, there's more to come, and I'm pretty excited to see how PUP can fight back from this loss. Let's hope they bounce back. We have been the Shoutcasters. I'm Vulcan, and with me is Chisto. We'll be back after a short break. You just watched the Garena LoL Collegiate League Summer 2017 Challenge. What you know after the short break. That is pretty smart. Ooh, Charm will finally land. No minions to block that. He's sprained out. However, will fight back with the petrifying gaze. Ooh, the Comte gets all the CC he can handle. Looks like he will be the first one to be taken down. No more ADC for DLSU. They are still extending this team fight. However, Levi will be locking down the champions of DLSU. Flash over that wall. Why not? Because you can. Levi wants more kills. However, may just back away. There is that Janna.
There's an engage in mid lane though.
Yeah, I gotta say, Comte does have a magnet attached to him. Monsoon for the heal. Looks like Skype will be taking down Andrew. No more Caitlyn here. Looks like the ADCs are down. PUP will be forced to back off. Forge God for the disengage, but Levi gets caught.
They're going for an engage.
Oh, looks like Gulpe wanted to go for a flag. Comte is focusing onto the turret, leaving it open. PUP forced to go back, but the Glacial Prison will connect onto Comte, but Spring is there for the constant DPS. Looks like Andrew gets taken out. A tower dive by Gulpe. Another flash in, knockout by Sky. 3 members alive with no more carries, no mid laner, no ADC. Looks like DLSU will be invading the base of PUP.
Yeah, the chain of corruption there. Comte is sniping Enju in the middle of PUP's team. Enju has flash and heal. He could have gotten out of that and it might cost him the game.
DLSU not yet giving up. They are going it all in. This could be a game, but the death timers are pretty short. But whoever gets revived, I don't think they can survive a Baron potion with an ace there. And DLSU finishes. I can see Andrew's death timer coming in, but I don't think Andrew can solo defend this. DLSU really, with the aggressive Baron play, will be taking away the first game of the best of 5 series for the finals of the Metro West Conference.
Man, that game ended in a snap.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.